Monday morning, every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
G'day, you disgusting freaks.
That's not a very nice way to talk about the people that have specifically sought out our
It's
podcast.
the podcast, though. It was so fun and loose.
No.
You dirty animals. Yeah.
Hey, were you looking for the Taylor Swift code word?
Yeah.
It's right here.
I missed it this morning. What do we got?
I'm pretty sure it'll shake.
I really need a chit chat. Let's have a chit chat. It is so time for a chit chat.
Let's go, girls.
The girls are simple.
We do have all the gals in the room. We've got producer Zoe, who in her 20s, quite career-driven, but also in a lovely relationship with Alex, who we all crush on.
You do. You do.
Yeah. We've got Abby in the newsroom in her 30s, happily single.
Happily
Well,
single.
hang on, that changes week to week. Happily single this week?
No, happily single this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good. Okay, the topic this week for Chick Chat is people pleasing. And I'll tell you why this has come up, because I was driving home the other day and I picked up my 4-year-old from the creche, and okay, I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but she still has a dummy. She's too old for a dummy. She's far too old for a dummy. However,
Yeah, it's like, Taylor, you're 22. For God's sake. Drop the dummy.
Come on, Taylor.
However, I haven't fought the dummy battle yet, and this was a day where I was tired. I wanted to get her home from creche, and I needed to get her into bed so I could have a nap as well, because I was tired. So I didn't have a dummy on me, so I stopped at the chemist, took her in, asked for a dummy, and the woman looked at me and looked at her and went, "Oh, isn't she too old for a dummy?" And I was like, in my head, yep, 100% agree with you, but I need to sleep. And so the people pleaser in me, and trying to justify the fact that as a mother, I'm still giving my child a dummy, I was like, yes, and Harper, this is the last time you'll have a dummy, and then it's going to the dummy fairy, okay? And I'm saying this loudly just to appease this woman and just to justify it. And then I go in my car and I thought, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why on earth am I trying to justify to a stranger why I need a nap today?
Also, kids, sorry to anyone break this. There ain't no dummy fairy. Sorry.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
No, sorry. Continue us off here.
Wow, childhood
Bring it
ruined.
brutally.
But I have my whole life been a people pleaser, and here's the signs you are a people pleaser. You have a difficult time saying no. You're preoccupied with what other people think. You fear that turning people down will make you think you are mean or selfish, and you agree to things that you don't want to do. And at the root of this, apparently, is feelings of low self-esteem.
Wowee.
Wowee.
And we'll get to you in a moment, so you zip your lip, because you are the worst. But
Yes, ma'am.
your thoughts, Zoe?
Yeah, people pleasing. I think we're a room of chronic people pleasers.
horrible,
and
aren't
it's
we?
terrible. And when you told me that story the other day, I thought, gosh, I do that so often. Or if I need to ask someone to do something, or if I need to push back on something, I'll always come up with a reason why. You know, it can't just be,
No.
hey,
No
I
is a
need to
full
do this for me. I'll be like,
sentence.
hey, no big deal. I was just thinking about the fact that, because I was thinking about it because I don't want to make sure that I'm behind. But do you mind, have you done that? You can't just be, have you done it?
Yeah. Have you done your job
Yeah, literally.
today so I don't have to do it for you?
And it's chronic. And I think for me personally, it stems from I want people to like me.
Yeah.
So I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm a yes man for sure.
But can I break this to you? People do like you.
Yeah.
Stop it. So I can be mean.
Abs, you're a people pleaser as well. from way back.
Everything you just read there.
Yeah.
And kind of funny, but not funny that it comes from low self-esteem, because that's just me to a T.
Yeah. Aw.
I'm the same though. Instead of just saying no, there's always sorry, can't do that because and it's got to be some big thing so that they don't think, oh, she's just said no, like what a
Cow.
yeah. But I'm a massive people pleaser. I do it I've moved home. I was away for 5 years, and with my sister's kids, as soon as they message, hey, can you look after them? And I'm going out of my way, and I've got things to do. I've got a life, but that's fine. I'll have them. And obviously I love spending time with my nieces and nephews, love being an auntie. There's 7 of them, a lot of love to give, but yeah, I do things to people please all the time.
Yeah, and the sheer volume of guilt I feel if I say no to an event or no to something that I don't have to justify that. I'd rather, again, I'll be honest, 9 times out of 10, I want to be on the couch with my kids as opposed to going out and doing something. But you just feel this obligation. So even though it's something you don't want to get dressed up for or go and do, you're like, sure, I'd love to come along to said thing that I desperately don't want to do.
Yeah.
Man, I just want my friends to like me. Like I've disposed of bodies before. fraud, embezzlement. I just want the lads to be like, yeah, he's cool.
I mean, you laugh, but out of all of us, you are the worst people pleaser I've ever met.
I mean, Jodes, I laugh to stop myself from crying, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's true though. We've had this conversation of stop because people pleasing to an extent is exhausting, and you burn yourself out trying to please others.
Yeah,
What's
eventually
it-
it's just one thing after the other, and it adds up, and all of a sudden, oh gosh, here it goes.
Oh no.
Hazy and I spoke about this yesterday without you, talking about, if you people pleasing, you sort of don't stand up for yourself as well. So someone, if for your career or whatever, oh, hey, we've got this and this is the offer and blah, blah, blah. Oh, yep, okay, no problems. Instead of being like, well, no, hang on, actually, that doesn't fit with me. Can we look at a different alternative?
Yeah.
It's about standing up for yourself as well, which I'm really, really bad at doing.
But I think the difference between the chicks in the room and this bloke over here is ours doesn't manifest in anger and frustration. This is you. You enjoy helping others, but what it does, and this is exactly from the textbook of being a people pleaser, the feelings of doing things out of obligation can lead to a cycle of helping someone, feeling mad at them for taking advantage and then feeling regretful or sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
That is you.
Man, I hate myself, and I just cover it up with silly sound effects. I'm fine.
Judy, good morning.
Good morning, ladies, and long-time listener, first-time caller. Love to see you. I am a people pleaser, but I sweeten the pot.
You sweeten the pot. How?
Yeah, so yesterday, classic example, don't put your car in the driveway. Your dad will be home soon.
Yes.
And when he gets home, he puts the car in the driveway, and he looks at me, and I go, okay, just put the car across the street, and I'll move the car afterwards, right?
Yeah.
I remember at 6 o'clock this morning, have to have a mad rush to get the car across the road before he catches me out.
That shouldn't be up to you, Judy.
Not your job,
And while he sleeps.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what, Judy? Well, first of all, we can establish that you are a lovely person.
Yes.
So I think it's actually a really nice trait, but it just can be really consuming.
But at the same time, it's not Judy's job. And she explicitly said, don't park there. And so why is she mopping up the mess?
Yeah, it's true.
Judes, I
Yeah.
get you. We feel you. Helen thank you. Helen, where do you sit with people pleasing?
I don't make any decisions when we're in a group thing, and we always get invited to stuff because we just go with the flow.
Oh, so you're those people that are like, okay, they'll come just because they will.
Yeah, we get invited to everything because we're just nice and don't make any decisions and just go with the flow.
Yeah. Do you know why I think, Helen? Am I picking up a Kiwi accent?
Yes, you are.
Yes. You know why? Because New Zealanders are beautiful people. I'm telling you, New Zealand is what Australians think they are.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
right.
laid-back
Yeah, and
people.
it's a mindset as well. Like if you don't want to do something and but other people do and you do it, you just say, right, I'm going to enjoy this, and you just enjoy it.
So good.
How many times have you been in a group situation where you're like, okay, and you know what you want, but you're like, what's everyone thinking?
What's everyone
Hopefully it matches up with me, but
Yeah.
whatever you guys think, I'll just go along with it.
Exactly. Let's go to Grace. Morning, Grace.
Morning.
Are you a people pleaser?
Yeah, I am. I'm a chronic people pleaser, but the second that I get mad, I just completely switch and do a 180. Then there's the calm down when you kind of realize maybe you've overstepped or overreacted, and then the guilt sets in.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because what you're actually doing is standing up for yourself, which is what you should have done in the first place. Then you get guilty because you thought that you were too mean. No one thinks that you're mean. Everyone's just thinking you're doing what you should have done. It's such a crazy cycle.
Okay, so Grace, this is precarious territory now. If we were to offer you 2 tickets to Cheese Fest, you want to go, right? Or you're not just saying that you want to go and you don't want to go?
No, I want to go.
Okay, good.
Hey, Grace, can I have those tickets, please? Just kidding. Say no. Say no.
No.
Yeah.
Well done.
Grace, that's boundaries. Well done. We're proud of you.
Oh, good stuff.
Wasn't Grace such a cow for not giving those tickets back?
Spot on. Thank you for your calls and texts.
What if you could book your hotel now and choose to pay when you get there?
With thousands of flexible booking options in select stays, you're only a what if away from your next holiday.
Book on the What If app. What if it's Aussie for travel? Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
I love that from Homer right at the end. What's in the news?
I think me and Homer have the same sort of interests when it comes to news as well.
Yeah, so true, so true. Teacher strike today, we've touched on it. A lot of parents, I guess we had a couple of days' notice. We had from Monday to try and make alternative arrangements. But yeah, something like 170 odd primary, pre and high schools, public schools shut today. And it just, there's no other way, you can't sugarcoat it. It's a massive inconvenience for parents. Having said that, I respect teachers I respect what teachers do infinitely, and I think that they deserve all the money in the world. However, there is such a disparity between what the Education Department are offering and what the Education Union are accepting. So there is no end in sight for this strike. They are polar worlds apart. So there's going to be a big protest on the steps of Parliament today. I think they're marching down Flinders Street. And yeah, so there'll be road closures with that as well. But
Flinders Street to the Parliament House.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting when they ask teachers to strike without pay. That'll be a different ball game, I reckon.
Will there be thousands there?
Yes, that's the question, Abs. But to all those parents who are trying to work out alternate arrangements today, I feel ya.
Yeah.
A husband at home with 3 kids.
I'm sure as well, maybe I'm just not educated in this spot myself, but I'm sure the kids will have their textbooks from school and they'll just go home, set up at the desk at home and just sort of, do what they'd normally do at school and learn for 7 or 8 hours, wouldn't
I
they?
think so. That's what
Yeah.
happened. That's
Do you
what
reckon?
happened each and every day during COVID.
Oh my God.
They were like, "Hey, we've got learning to do. I know I'm not in the
gonna go
classroom.
nuts.
I know my teacher's not here, but I want to learn."
That's what I'll be doing with my niece and nephew today.
Yeah.
I'm shooting up to my older sister's house to look after her too.
No,
So
you won't.
textbooks will be out.
No, you won't.
Oh, no, you won't.
Auntie
Good in
Abby
theory.
will be armed with iPads,
Yeah.
colouring books, pencils, whatever it takes.
Well, I've got work to do, so they're going to have to fend for themselves for a while.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
That form of parenting has worked for me for a very long time. Mummy's busy. Fend for yourself.
Obviously, the big Optus fallout continues. So there was around 10 million people who couldn't use their phones yesterday. But it wasn't just that. It was trains, it was hospitals, it was all of the things. Businesses are calling for compo today. By the sounds of it, it's not going to happen. The Optus CEO came out yesterday after a fair bit of pressure to, tell people what was going on. She says that they're not really looking at compensation, but they'd look at rewards for their customers. So we'll see what happens there.
Oh my God.
But
I tell you how customers are going to reward Optus by switching telcos.
Yeah. So the federal telecommunications minister has come out today, and they're basically, the federal government are going to launch a review into what happened. But the actual root cause hasn't been provided yet by the company. They're just saying that it was triggered by a fault in the core network.
And
So
is it true this happened in the early hours of the morning and they didn't address anyone until 11 a.m?
Yeah, so it happened. It started coming through about 4 a.m. People saying, my phone's not working, and they didn't sort of come out and say anything until 11.
Well, did the PR and Communications Department have an RDO, or what the hell happened there?
I'm not sure. And to be honest, I actually know someone in that department who works for Optus, so maybe I might give her a call.
Yeah, tell her I said g'day.
It's the front foot for businesses. If something's going on, just be open and honest. That's what people want. They just want some form of communication.
Yeah.
Come to Abby from the newsroom for all your PR concerns.
There you go. Beautiful little plug.
News.
Bloody Samantha Jones in the newsroom there.
That's
God,
nice.
I love her.
I love her too.
Hey, some good news for Seinfeld fans. Jerry Seinfeld, the great Jerry Seinfeld's going to be back down under. June 20 next year, he's going to be at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. There's a lot of Seinfeld fans. I got a lot of mates who are obsessed with Seinfeld. It wasn't quite for me,
No.
but I appreciate the genius behind it all.
Do you think there's two types of people in the world? There is Team Seinfeld, who absolutely just embrace it. And there's people like me that have barely watched an episode and just really didn't quite understand the obsession.
That's because you were too far into E Street.
Melrose Place, thanks.
Melrose Place. There you go. That is your post-snooze news. Coming up very, very soon, the 6:15 vending machine quiz. 3 questions. Your opportunity to score an excellent prize. You just do have to avoid the chips.
The 6:15 vending machine quiz.
That's how it works, Hazy. 3 questions. If you get the third one right, you get a crack at the vending machine. I would argue that today's third question is a little bit tricky, but we'll see how we go. Let's go to Anne from Woodville West. Good morning, Anne.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
Oh, we're so good. Thank you for playing along today.
Yeah, thanks. I was a little bit nervous.
Oh, you
Well.
were so fine, Anne.
Just we'll take you through it, Anne. This is an easy process, 3 easy questions, and you're going to score yourself a really nice prize. Think positive.
Okay.
Have you got?
you.
Have you got the first one there, Anne? What does KFC stand for?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh,
Bang.
you're off
It's
to a flyer.
What about the guy at Optus who was responsible for the outage? And they're like, mate, what happened? He was like, oh, did someone say KFC? I'm like, that's not funny. You're so fired.
Yeah. Deary me. All right, Anne, question number 2. Name the longest river in Australia.
The Murray River.
Yeah.
Oh, spot on.
Murray, darling. That'll do.
Would have also accepted the River of Tears that Jodie creates after she loses song to song, but Murray River's fine as well.
It's not funny, is it, Anne?
Sorry.
And if you get this right, then you get a crack at the vending machine. What TV show is this theme song for?
Is it an older show?
I'd say early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Let's give it a crack. And
Oh,
3.
no, not coming to me.
Oh, thank you, Anne.
Jeez.
Oh, no.
And thank you so
sorry.
much for having a crack.
Thank you.
I wanted to go to Robbie Williams.
Oh, the bad news for Anne is there's no Robbie Williams tickets in the vending machine. Oh, dear. Amanda from Brahma Lodge. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Do you know what TV show this theme song's for?
Oh, what do you reckon, Amanda? Any idea?
Oh. I want to say Friends. I don't think it is.
No.
Definitely not Friends.
No.
No, absolutely not. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll get this. We'll get this.
Sure
all right?
will. Alicia from Craigmore. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay. Do you know what this... Do you know what it is?
For 2.5 Men.
Oh, no. Oh.
No, it's not. Julia from Clovelly Park. Do you need to hear the theme song?
No, I know it.
What is it?
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Well done.
the Lord above for you.
Good stuff, Julia.
Well
Good show.
done.
Big fan of How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
No, she's not.
I'm fine. Better.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Alicia, okay. Julia, we need to let you have a crack at the vending machine. A letter between A and C, please.
A.
A and a number between 2 and 6.
2.
Okay.
A2.
I do. Just avoid the chips, please, Julia. I would hate for you to get this far and then get a pack of chips.
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
Nice vending machine. Nice. Good form.
Vending machine seems to have recovered from Tuesday's Cup Day.
Yeah. There's a few suggested that hasn't actually sobered up yet, which is very concerning. That's okay. Works for us.
Oh, this is good for you, Julia. A double pass to the Velo Adelaide 500 Friday after race concert series featuring Carl Cox and Eric Powell's Mobile Disco.
Nice work, Julia.
Woohoo! Thank you.
You're off to party on a Friday night. And, Julia, you don't have to buy tickets, but you can at Ticketek if you would like to go along.
Thank you.
Well done. Love that.
That's good, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
how it's done.
Yeah.
Just avoid the chips, score yourself an epic night out.
I know. I'm really glad the first caller didn't get that far because we would have had to say, no, you're going the Friday night,
Yeah, yes,
not
yeah.
the Sunday.
Oh, Robbie, she's
You're not
like,
going to Robbie. Sorry.
I've got some outstanding news for you, Jodes. Yeah, you heard. Iconic Adelaide nightclub Sugar's going to reopen.
What?
Sugar's back. You! It's part of the Gonzo group of venues, with founding owner Driller Jed Armstrong returning in an artistic capacity.
Oh, dear.
So Driller's a very, very flamboyant operator.
I don't think there's a person in Adelaide who hasn't been to a party with DJ Driller.
Yeah. The man knows how to take it to the next level.
Certainly.
So, of course, established upstairs on Rundle Street in 2002, Sugar operated for 20 years and hosted more than 870 international acts before closing its doors at the end of last year. Do you know how many Tuesday nights after a grand final I spent at Sugar? It's the only place in town pretty much open.
Is this a humble brag where you just get to drop how many times you won a premiership. Is that what this is about?
I didn't get to do it as many times as some of my teammates, but still, it's the only place and the only excuse that you've got on a Tuesday night we can really have a bit of a crack and not feel like an absolute derelict. What about this as well? Some of the quotes from Driller, and I love this. He said, "It's the nightclub equivalent of the comeback of the century."
Wow.
It's good.
Wowee.
Of the century, so past 100 years. So, yeah, compare it to Jordan, compare it to some of those comebacks.
Yeah, goodness.
And then this one as well. It's a feat worthy of comparison to Glenn Maxwell's ODI innings.
Goodness me. That's interesting.
All the greats describing Glenn Maxwell's innings as the greatest white ball innings of all time. Sugar's back, the greatest reopening comeback story of all time.
There was a night, and of all the years I've been doing breakfast radio, my husband has never failed to not be home when I've woken up and had to go to work on said morning. But there was a night, and it was a Melbourne Cup night, where we went to a party and he ended up at Sugar, and I woke up at 4:30 in the morning and went, "Where's my husband?"
Yeah.
Turns out he was at Sugar.
Yeah, the same thing. Collectively, wives. Oh, bloody Driller. Coming up next, Jodes, let's talk about a parrot who lived in one particular country, went away for 4 years and came back a completely different parrot.
That was such a seamless segue, wasn't
it? Makes sense, doesn't it? Boy, oh boy. Driller gets it. Love it when you lose a pet and it comes back. Oh, why do my pets keep on running away from me?
A miracle lost pet story. Who doesn't love one?
It's just a good, solid, happy ending to get you up and about for Thursday. With a bit of a twist. What about this? A very British parrot named Nigel. All the good British parrots are named Nigel.
Quintessential parrot name in Britain.
Nigel or Ian. Or Winston. Winston the parrot. Very proper. Of course. Has been reunited with his owner after disappearing for 4 years.
What?
Here's the kicker, though. He now speaks Spanish.
You are categorically making that up.
No, I'm not. Nigel, a grey African parrot, flew away from his home for 4 years but returned to his British owner, Darren Chick, after he was discovered. Mr. Chick says his bird's British accent is gone, replaced by a fluent Spanish accent and someone called Larry. So Nigel went off, completely reshifted his identity, came back as a smooth-talking Spanish dude by the name of Larry.
Don't we all want to reinvent ourselves at some point?
Oh, my, yeah, exactly right.
So obviously he's flown to Spain, is that it?
Yeah, he's flown to Spain and gone, this is me now.
Yeah.
This is me now. And then came, and no doubt he would have get to a Ibiza at some stage, probably some of the party islands.
Riverside, mother.
There's Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is me now.
Yeah.
I'm not that British loser. I'm not Nigel. I'm Larry. Do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
And I reckon everyone's got a mate or two who's done this. Either they've gone on Gap or they've done some sort of spot overseas. It might even be like as an exchange student or something, and particularly when they go over to England.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's 6 months later and they come back and they're like, "Oh, hello, how are you?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Shut up.
Yeah.
You do not have an accent."
Yeah.
"Oh, what do you mean? I just talk like this now."
Yeah.
Like, what accent? I don't even notice it. And you're like, "You're a knob."
Yeah. Or Glenn, who's like an absolute bogan, goes over to the UK and he comes back and he's like, "You're right."
You're right.
And you're like, "Shut up, Glenn."
Shut up. You've got like this Cockney British accent. He's like, "Oh, boys, want to catch up for a couple of lagers?" No, Glenn, you absolute knob. This is why we wanted you to go in the first place. We hoped you wouldn't come back.
Telco Armageddon yesterday, wasn't it? When Optus went down and just millions of customers were affected across the board.
Yeah.
So I'm not I'm not with Optus. Neither are you. But tell us what was happening, producer Em, when you were trying to make calls yesterday.
So on my way in yesterday morning at about 3:45, on my car, it showed that I had no service on my phone and I drive a far distance. So I was a little bit worried that if something happened, I wouldn't be able to tell anyone where I was. Get here, nothing's working. Get on the Wi-Fi. Then we find out that Optus is
kaput.
Yeah, in the nicest way possible. We didn't hear anything for hours though. And then I finally got my service back up and running at about 1:15, 1:30, still in the office. And then Optus kindly sent me an email. I was expecting it to be, excuse me, "Oh, sorry for all the inconvenience. Really sorry, everything's back up and running." No. "Hi, Emily. A friendly reminder that your Optus bill for your account is due on the 13th of November.
Oh, no. Oh my God. And in the meantime, you're trying to contact your family
Yeah.
to make sure everything's okay.
No idea where my child was. No idea where my fiance was.
Yeah.
But as long as I know that my bill is due soon, that's all that matters to Optus.
Yeah, and that's why Em turned up yesterday and her shirt was on back to front. Bloody Optus.
Abs, there's calls for compensation today for customers and businesses who just simply couldn't operate yesterday. What's the likelihood of that happening?
Probably not going to happen. The federal government has come out and said to keep receipts and all that sort of thing, but I highly doubt it's going to happen. The Optus CEO came out yesterday and said, we're not looking at compensation, but we'll look at rewards for customers for basically going through it. So, you know, whether they get $10 off their next bill or something.
How
ridiculous.
exciting.
But yeah, I highly doubt that that's going to be. The concerning thing was the fact that 000 calls couldn't be made from landlines.
Right.
So that was a concerning thing. Hospitals were out, train services were down. It was not just people can't use their phones. It was a lot bigger than that.
Some thoughts and opinions from some of the punters via Rundle Mall yesterday on Channel 7.
When it all goes back to normal.
We don't have any exact time.
By the end of the day, or you've got to give us something, man.
Yeah, we are waiting for that as well. Sorry.
Yeah, it's my birthday and I can't receive any phone calls from my loved ones or any text messages.
Yeah, Optus should be compensating all the workers. Yeah, people that have been impacted by this.
And so many people have been impacted. But what I will say is, when you go to the Optus store and the poor person who's working there is probably just doing some accounts or just sort of handling some new mobile plans, etc.
Yeah.
They're not the person to go nuts at.
No.
It's like going nuts at a waiter because you've got a bad meal.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Go in and give it to the chef. You march into the kitchen and you tell that
Well, you have a point, though. I think speak with your feet. I mean, I think you change your telco company.
And the problem with Optus as well, we just had the big cyber hack.
Yeah.
Which people were still angry about.
Yeah, but here's the other thing as well. Like, it's just people get into this sort of zone where it's like it's happened on purpose. Yeah, I don't think Optus is sitting there playing a bit of a practical joke on everyone.
No.
So yeah, everything will come back,
And-
unfortunately. Hopefully, those who are with Optus get rewarded in some sort of fashion, but yeah, not the ideal situation for everyone.
They didn't help themselves. Like, this all kicked off at 4 a.m. and the CEO wasn't seen or heard from until 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, you know, when things like this happen, we expect transparency, and if people wouldn't be so angry if they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So get on the front foot, get a statement out there, talk to media, you know, we're really sorry, we're trying to fix this. We haven't done it on purpose, like you say. You've got to get on the front foot.
Do you know who do communication worse than anyone? The communications industry. Isn't that ironic? And I just feel for that person that's woken up this morning at, say, 6:30, the alarm's gone off, and it's gone, I need to go to my job now in the Optus PR department. I might just have the day off.
Yeah, didn't sleep too well last night, did you, Roger? All right, 13-24-10. Were you impacted by the Optus outage? How exactly did it absolutely ruin your day yesterday?
I think on Channel 7 last night there was someone who tried to contact 000 and couldn't. So,
Really?
yeah, that's quite frightening. Well, I don't know. It's your network. I just said.
Right, thank you for watching, Joe. Appreciate that. Nice little plug there from Channel 10's Jodie.
Shut up. Hey, Tori.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How was your day yesterday?
I was totally fine. My phone was great. But I'm a teacher and my year 7s and 8s are in full meltdown because they couldn't maintain their snap streak.
Of course.
Oh, no.
I don't really know what that means.
Don't be either. Tori, what's a snap streak, for goodness sake?
Oh, on Snapchat, all of their daily messages to their friends, and they were begging for people to hotspot them. So,
Yeah, wow.
yeah, terrified to lose that.
Hey, Tori, how about when you explain something, but then in your explanation you use a whole bunch of new words that we don't understand?
Tori, I thought phones were banned in schools now.
Oh, yes, but they still have them in their pockets.
Yeah.
And it's still, it was a whole morning of tears.
Yeah, wow.
And threats that they won't be back until it's on.
Yeah, jeez. Oh, my gosh. The students are going on strike. Why? Because they can't jump on Snapchat.
Yeah,
Incredible.
pretty much.
Oh, Tori, thank you so much for the call. Unbelievable.
Do you know what yesterday felt like? So I'm not with Optus, and neither are you.
No.
But I feel like I've got so many friends and colleagues that were with Optus. It felt like the morning after when you don't go out.
Yeah.
And you're like, in the moment, you're like, oh, geez, I wish I did go out. But then the next day when you're completely not hungover and you're up and about.
Yeah.
and you're in amongst all your hungover friends.
Yeah.
And you're just strutting around.
And you're so smug.
They were the Optus people. Yes, that's what it felt like.
Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Man, this thing's getting intense. 12 all as we build up to a big grand finale in a few weeks' time.
Pretty sure we've only got 3 weeks left after this.
Yeah, wow.
So it is as tight can be.
This is vital.
It is.
Really vital. And can I just say, man, you need this.
Well, I need it. I need it for my own self-esteem.
Oh, I'm just trying to shift the anxiety onto you. But I'll tell you what, I'm an anxious Max. I want this bad.
Yeah, we both want it
real
bad. I am really sort of saddened sometimes by how very competitive you and I are with each other. We like each other.
It's a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah, but when it comes to this, it can get pretty intense.
I pride myself on being able to be that person in the battle, but then as soon as it's over, shift back into normal person. You're not good at that.
Ooh.
You hang on to grudges for weeks.
I wouldn't have said
sometimes
that.
Years.
I would not have said
sometimes
that.
decades.
Oh, no, I am not that sort of person.
You're like an elephant.
No, I'm not. Unless you cross me and
You're
then
like
you're
a
dead.
crow.
Then you're dead to me. You do the wrong thing by me, dead.
All right, what do you got? You kick us off. You set the tone and the bar so high each and every week.
Okay, well,
and you actually won last week.
This was fortuitous because normally in the gym I have my AirPods in and listen to my own stuff.
Yeah.
But I forgot my AirPods the other day, and I think it was the Battle of the Bangers God speaking to me.
Right.
Because this came on over the speakers and I went, yes, baby, that's my song for this week.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, get your glow sticks out.
Yo.
Control those pupils, please. 'Cause they're doing a bit.
Shut your eyes, you're in Ibiza.
Wow.
That's where you are right now. Yeah.
You're not really. You're actually in HQ back in the day, but you pretend you're in somewhere just a little bit more exotic.
What, then what are you saying? They're not playing this banger in Ibiza currently right now? Shut up.
Currently right now. Bit of Fetty LeGrand.
Yeah. You like that?
You love Fetty LeGrand, don't you?
I love a bit of Fetty.
Yeah.
I always feel like he forgot the R, but that's okay. It's all right, Fetty.
Fetty. Oh, he forgot. Yeah. Top 3 favourite Dutch DJs? Go.
Well, there's Fetty LeGrand, and then coming in second, there's Fetty LeGrand,
Yeah.
and then oh my God, I love Fetty LeGrand.
I think all his cousins are DJs as well.
Yeah, right.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
Really nice. So it's going up against my boy, Lil Jon and the Eastside Boys. It's don't mind. 2002. Oh, Lil Jon, of course. Cousin of Lil Wayne, Lil Kim, Lil Bow Wow.
Yeah, okay.
This bit in particular, really nice.
I propose
Let
something.
the sweat drop down my body.
I propose that we just remix the two and play them together.
Oh,
Two
yes.
absolute bangers
Yeah.
there, guys.
Okay.
How do we pick?
Good.
We can't.
Well, then it becomes a question of who do you like more, Abby?
Yeah.
You do this to me every week.
I know.
Hey, I love a remix app. It's good. You ready? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. You know when you go to the cinemas and sometimes they're like bright lights might cause like an epileptic fit? That's what you just did then.
Yeah, I
Should
know.
have been a warning for people in cars.
Oh my God, my brain's spinning. There's fluid coming in my ears. I think it's brain related. Anyway, so you've got Lil Jon v Fetty LeGrand. Make sure you cast your vote via Jody and Hazy on Instagram.
Doc, are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hazy's on Miss Daisy.
Thursday, your daily dose of knowledge. How would you like to take this daily dose?
Orally, or would you like it punched into your arm?
Oh, we'll punch her into your arm, okay? You're going to feel a short, sharp prick. There it goes. And in comes Delta Goodrum. In 1984, she was born. She's 39 today.
Is she?
And she's a saint.
Child of the 80s.
She is absolutely a child of the mid-80s. And I'll tell you what, when they put Delta Goodrum together and they said, here, have these vocal cords here, Delta, she went, thank you very much. And she flew off because she's an angel.
Yeah, and have that beautiful face as well. In fact, have the whole package.
Yeah.
Go on then.
2005, 2,222 chin-ups were performed by Richie Benno. No, I'm just kidding. I was just playing on the whole 2 for 22 thing. It was performed by Stephen Highland in the UK in a record time of 12 hours.
Oh.
I've got a feeling that Kane Eckstein has since broken that.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay.
But still, 2,222 chin-ups in 12 hours is insane.
I don't think I could do one chin up.
Yeah.
Genuinely don't think I could.
Yeah, right. Well, you do one chin up and you got 2,221 to go.
Yeah, but give me 2 4-kilo dumbbells and I will dominate those.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Look up the Guinness Book of World Records for some sort of thing which is related to 4-kilo dumbbells. Jody Oddie got a name in there nice and clear. 2005, most socks on 1 foot record was achieved by Alistair Galpin of New Zealand, who placed 70 socks on 1 foot. One of the all-time athletes is Alistair.
At what point do you look in the mirror and go, that's going to be my legacy?
This is my destiny.
Yes.
Hey, what's your job? I'm a professional sock put-onerer.
How fun.
Number 1 song, November 9, 2008, Whatever You Like by T.I.